delta changes in SD module specifically. Before we go into the details of today's topic, I'd like to quickly introduce about Oswego Learning. Oswego Learning is an initiative by PRED Consulting LLP to provide world-class training in the areas of SAP, machine learning, AI, data science, etc. This company is promoted by a group of senior IT professionals whose collective IT experience is more than 50 years. Some of the advantages of Oswego Learning, our faculty members are having more than a decade of experience in their area of expertise. All our faculties are more than 10 plus years of experience. We offer both classroom and online training in our state-of-the-art infrastructure. But classroom training we're not able to conduct now because of this pandemic situation. As soon as there are some relaxations on government regulations, we should be able to operate our classroom training as well. But we're waiting eagerly for that. We have a specialist placement team, and they work with our clients to get their requirements in SAP and non-SAP area. So we get all different kind of requirements like end users, super users, consultant level requirements from all our clients, and we help our students to get placed in those positions as per their performance in our interview preparation phase. These are the various courses we offer. We offer both SAP functional courses as well as technical courses, and we offer training on SAP ECC. Whoever wants to do an ECC, we offer training on S4HANA. Whoever wants in S4HANA, and we have S4HANA upskilling courses as well. Whoever has already worked on SAP SD, they can upskill on the Delta part on S4HANA. We have also we are also offering training on various technical modules, ABAP on HANA basis, PIPO, Fiori, UI5, BIBW. Uh, the new technologies like C4HANA, Ariba, all cloud products, SuccessFactor, we provide training on all those modules as well. Now, coming to today's session, we have splitted the session in two sections. One is introduction to S4HANA, where we'll be discussing problem with existing system, why SAP had to come up with a new, altogether new re-engineered system, S4HANA. What was the issue with ECC? Then SAP's digital framework for digital business. Why S4HANA is the best fit for a digital business. The big picture, S4HANA in a nutshell, embedded analytics, and Activate methodology. In the next section, we'll be discussing about the delta changes on SAP SD. Moving forward, so before we move to S4HANA, we need to understand why SAP had to come up with this new product. What was the issue with ECC system? First of all, in ECC system, as all of us here has some SAP background, all of us is quite experienced in SAP area, we all know that the data structure in SAP is quite complex as of now, and there is some specific reason for that. Right, there are close to 100,000 transparent tables in SAP system, and around 20,000 index tables in ERP SAP system, ECC system. And it makes the development process very complex. Right? When I see there are 20,000 index tables and there are 100,000 transparent tables, why SAP had to create so many tables and index tables? Why there are replication of tables and data in the system? So essentially because the current or in ECC system, our database were either Oracle or Sybase or something similar, and the hardware that we are using for this database are not powerful enough, right? So SAP, to retrieve the data in a faster way, optimized way, SAP had to replicate the same data in different tables, in index tables, in LIS tables, and so many other in aggregate tables and so on. Same thing to replicate. So suppose I need a LIS report of logistics. So if I want to access that directly from VVAK, VBAP, and so on, system will take a huge time. So what SAP has done, SAP has replicated uh, that SAP aggregate data, or say material, all sales order based on sales same material. So they have aggregated that and put in some LIS tables, and that is going to be replicated into BW system later on. So there are duplication of data and replication of tables. There are so many same data is getting duplicated in so many tables in ECC data structure. Just that we can access the data in a faster way, right? And what this has done? This has done is it has created a huge data volume. If same data is replicated in so many tables, obviously the data volume will increase, right? So database size that is required in an ECC environment is much more. And next is the huge system landscape. Today, if you go to any large organization, say they will have one ACC system unless they have moved to S4HANA already. They have BW system, they have CRM system, they have SRM system, they have various reporting tools on BW, say, like BI, Tableau, and so on. It makes it very expensive to maintain the entire gamut of systems. Now, a company like, say, a big organization like, say, Walmart, or say Amazon, they have presence in various different countries, or they have subsidiaries as well. Now, if somebody has to consolidate at the main organization level, say at Walmart level, from various countries, see, the you can imagine the number of systems they will have to get the report from and finally consolidate, right? So if that country is present, that company is present in 10 or 12 different countries, and most of these big MNCs are present all over world, maybe hundreds of countries, and if they maintain different systems for all these countries, so it will create a huge landscape for them, right? So many ACC systems, BW systems, CRM system, SRM system, and if they need to finally report out of all these different systems, it will be uh, means it will be close to 1,000 system, right? So it's very expensive to maintain such a huge landscape in a ACC environment. Next is the interface, the way we create sales orders or purchase orders, or create master data, maintain master data in ECC system, is a very old interface, right? It's a GUI based interface. It's not mobile friendly. You cannot log into mobile and use all these applications on your mobile system. Right? You'll have to log into your desktop, log in via GUI to SAP, and then finally do your transactions. You cannot do it on the fly. And there is no real-time analytics. And why there is no real-time analytics is because one year sales in a particular system, you can imagine the kind of time it takes in ECC system. It will be taking more than an hour or so if you need to extract a sale register or a purchase register from one system to another system.
Hello, your voice is not audible. Your voice is not audible.
So this I want to see the real-time analytics of how much dispatch has happened today, right? Or how much vehicles are in queue now, how much is underloading, how much vehicles we have already invoiced and gone out of my factory gate.
তোমার
Right?
হেডফোন
If
এটা আমার
management
হেডফোন
wants to review this kind of data in a ECC system, it's kind of impossible. Why? Because the volume of data SAP with a traditional database like Oracle or Sybase or MySQL, they'll not be able to retrieve the data that faster. That is even because of the complex data structure we have. So, can everyone go on mute, please? I'm getting a noise, right? And also, there was a threat from the competition that they have launched all cloud products, all the different competitors of SAP, like say Oracle and so, they started launching these cloud products, cloud CRM. There are reporting tools and all. So SAP at that point in time thought that okay, this is the right time. We need to revamp or re-engineer our entire ECC system so that we can help our customers out to come out of all this mess that we have created for last 30-40 years with so much of data volume and so much of complexities built around ECC system. So ACP has first designed the database that is powerful enough to get rid of all these complexities. So first thing is the database HANA. So what SAP has done, so with the advent of HANA, SAP has first introduced the HANA database. So most of the customers, they started moving to HANA database from ECC. First they brought in this HANA sidecar. What HANA sidecar used to do in those days, back in 2012-13, that days, uh, we used to have a HANA sidecar system in parallel with our regular system. All time consuming jobs were used to be pushed into HANA sidecar system so that the data processing is faster. Now, once customers got used to this robust speed of HANA, so SAP has pushed the entire database to HANA. So that is called Suite on HANA. That was the first introduction of HANA on our ERP suite. So ERP suite on top of HANA. Now after that, so SAP started in this S4 HANA product. It's a completely re-engineered product. The first version of S4 HANA was introduced in 2015 March. That was the first version, wherein SAP has simplified a lot of um, finance processes, not the other ones. Logistics and all came a bit later. But first version was 1503, wherein SAP has revamped the finance structure. So we call this as simple finance. What what has actually been changed at that point in time? Database we know is changed. It's changed to HANA. And also the table structure in finance area got changed. So the number of tables got reduced. Your data extraction is faster with the power of why you don't need to push the data in multiple tables now. Why you can have a single table, because your database, your hardware is supporting you now. You can extract the data from one single table, so your query time will be reduced, right? After that, from 2015 11 version of I think 1511 or 1509 version, SAP has introduced first S4 HANA, full-fledged S4 HANA, and introduced simple logistics as well. So from there on, the innovation has happened, and currently we are into 1909 version, and it's like entirely revamped, entirely a changed product now. We cannot compare a ECC product with S4 HANA now. Now, essentially, what has gone into this S4 HANA system? Firstly, your SAP has used in-memory technology. Means we know that if our computer has more RAM, our computer will be faster. So in any SAP server, S4 HANA server, the size of RAM has increased a lot. Why? Because most of the data we can capture at RAM level, at memory level, and we can do calculations, reporting from that memory as well, memory itself. Right? We don't need to go to actual database. So just to give you an example, earlier in a ECC system, in a production server, if you need a 16 GB of RAM to install it, now in a S4 HANA environment, you will require at least 256 GB of RAM, right? So day by day, hardware cost is getting lower. We have an option of cloud hardwares now. We can install on different clouds like CFI Cloud, AWS, and so on. So hardware cost is getting reduced, and customers are day by day preferring to go into this cloud so that your scalability, whenever you want a more hardware space, from the cloud they can provision easily. So utilizing or exploiting this power of hardware or cheap hardware. So SAP HANA has used this in-memory technology to retrieve data faster. Second is column-oriented database. So traditionally, we have a row-based data structure in most of the databases, and SAP has changed it to column-oriented database. And what it essentially does is you do not need an index now to search for a particular data. So you can directly, if your data is stored in a column structure, you can directly search from that column itself, and you do not need to read row by row. That is one advantage. Second advantage is, in a row based structure, if you go to any table in any table in, say, VVAK or VBRK, you'll see a lot of blank data, right? Even for blank data, blank space, you need to provision some space, right? But if you put that data in column structure, your blanks are gone. You don't need to keep these blanks in a column, right? So you're saving a lot of database spaces. So essentially, from ECC system to HANA, your database size gets reduced at least by 15 to 20%. Also, the processor speeds have increased a lot. We are getting more cores added to the current processors. So parallel processing is possible now in HANA. So that has also helped in increasing the database speed of the database. Now, as the database is so fast, we do not need a BW system to run our reports. All the reports can be run on the S4 HANA system itself. So our online transaction processing system and our online analytical processing system, which is our BW system, cannot be separate now, or should not be separate now. Still, you might need a BW system for some other purpose, for your detailed reports and so. But for your daily MIS reports, your normal analytics reports, S4 HANA system is sufficient enough to give you the report that your management needs. They can they can show you reports online. Uh, on top of this S4 HANA system, you can integrate with your visualization applications like BO, like, say, Tableau, etc., and you can directly report on top of your S4 HANA system. So you do not need a separate BW system wherein replication will happen overnight and you will get a report the next day morning. So it's always a days old data in the BW system. So essentially, getting reduced. You do not need a separate BW system unless you wish to do that. Otherwise, your S4 HANA system, it has most of the BW capabilities as on 1909 version. Other major improvement is Fury application. So we have role-based Fury application for all kind of users, right? So only the configurators or the IT team, they will work on the backend system, but all end user activities, all end user transactions can be done on Fury based applications in your mobile, your tab, in your laptop, wherever you wish. So transactions can be done on the go now. You do not need to sit in front of your system and to do your sales orders or purchase orders or any other approval process on your laptop. So you can do it online. You can do it on the go. So suppose you need to approve a purchase order, you need to release a purchase order, or you need to create or you need to release a credit. Earlier, earlier days, what used to happen? Your manager will have to approve that purchase order. You need to call him up. He needs to take his time, come to laptop or desktop, and then approve it on system. Now it's all gone. It's all mobile apps. In the mobile apps, on the go, they can approve the purchase orders. They can approve the credit of a sales order. So the usability has increased a lot. So users are having more getting more flexibility with this Fury apps. Next is seamless integration with HANA Cloud Platform and other cloud products. So earlier, say, for CRM activity, you will have to purchase a separate CRM server. So last version was CRM 7.0. That's as big as a different ERP system. Integrations were complex. You know, to maintain that server as well. Now SAP has come up with all these cloud versions where you can um, take it on subscription basis. You do not need to maintain all these servers. The server maintenance will be entirely on SAP. You just need to subscribe, and then you can directly access from your internet to your system landscape. The complexities we are discussing about the system landscape, it was very expensive. Nowadays, with the advent of this cloud products and the subscription based model, the expenses for acquiring so many softwares or managing so many softwares has been reduced to a huge extent, right? So this is, in a nutshell, what was the problem in ECC system and what HANA had to offer. Why SAP had come up with HANA. This is a very brief about that. So we'll also see in detail in the next few slides what exactly S4 HANA offers. Moving to next slide. Now in today's world, wherever you go, in any IT company, or for that matter for any manufacturing company, any service company, the buzzword is digital transformation, right? But what do I mean by digital transformation? Is this a product, or what is this? Digital transformation is nothing but a strategy, right? How you digitize your business, and what are the parameters of digitizing a business. The first and foremost parameter is your customer experience. So those days are gone when customer will come physically to your shops and do the purchase, right? Days are gone. Now it's all online, mostly online. Even during the pandemic situation, see, even you're purchasing goods online, your daily needs online, your clothes online, everything is online now. So you must have a platform wherein you give a better customer experience, so customers can visualize the products in front of his laptop or tab or mobile, and they can order instantly. So it's no more a kind of go to VA01 and customer will come to your premise, inquiry, do a inquiry, and will create a VA01. The days are gone. They're still there, but days are gone. You should give a platform to your customers wherein they have a better experience and they can seamlessly create orders. They can see their invoices instantly from mobile. They can see their order status. They can track their orders, whether the vehicle is on road or is still in factory, or what is the status. They can see their ledger balances on tap of a click, on click on your mobile app, right? So all these facilities you need to give to your customers so that they have a better experience with your organization. Second thing is the core business processes, whatever you used to have for so long, you need to rethink on that and re-engineer if required the processes to get more throughput, to get more output. So you'll have to re-engineer your entire business process. You might need to combine that with your analytics. Means based on your real-time analytics, the information you see on your system, you need to decide, or you need to change your business processes accordingly, or you need to take instant decisions, right? So if you, so there are a lot of businesses that for them 1 day matters. So you cannot wait for a 1 day delayed report and then take your decision. Your decision making should be fast. So you need real time analytics. So for that, your core business processes and your throughput should be increased, or it should be re-engineered. Your employees who are asset of your company, we call your workforce, or your even your, for that matter your contractors, they should be engaged with you in a better way. So you need to give them platform wherein they can interact directly with all relevant stakeholders. That might be via internal social media, or any app, or any chat group, whatever companies might think about. So there should be a better platform to collaborate among the employees as well, right? They need not to wait for a long approval process to get something done. It should be on the fly. Your suppliers are very important. Because of your suppliers we survive. Whatever products you produce are because you are getting the raw materials on time, right? So your suppliers, is very important. Your suppliers are very important because you need to decide, uh, you need to take your decisions of purchase on time, on the correct time. You need to purchase, you need to consider your price fluctuations, your delivery time from the suppliers, everything. So you need to collaborate with your vendors or suppliers uh, in a platform, so that they also get a feel that if I work with this company, I get a real time information of their demands. I can do plan my supplies accordingly. Not that over a phone somebody will give orders, boss, give me, send me the coal of, say, 5 ton of 50 ton of coal tomorrow or something. They need a platform wherein they can seamlessly visualize the demand and they can offer the products immediately. And lastly, your utilization of IoT and all, and get real-time insights out of huge data we can generate out of this Internet of Things. So I'll give a simple example. Uh, Suppose there's a, say, SAP is working hugely with all these partner companies on this IoT platform. So one of the latest products they're developed for a tire company is that they will insert a chip inside the tires, right? And now, as you are driving your car for months or years, this sensor, this chip sensor, will gather the data of the usage of this tire. And whenever the sensor that has a threshold limit, maybe on the thickness of the tire or whatever parameters, they'll send that feed to SAP system of the tire manufacturing company, and they can review all the customers wherein their tire thickness has reduced and there's a time to change the tire. They can instantly send the data to the customer that, boss, this is the situation of your tire now, you should get it changed, right? Or they can give the data to the sales team. They can contact with the customers and they can get the better deal, right? They can offer a better deal so that they do not lose the customer. So customers will also be delighted to see that, see, this company has so much information about me that they can even know the thickness of my tire, and they'll obviously go for this customer, right? So SAP is developing a lot of products like connected dairy, connected farming, and so on and so forth. There are some partner companies they are working with SAP. Now SAP S4HANA has answered to all of this, right? SAP S4HANA digital core that supports 10 line of businesses, that supports 25 industries as of now. They have platforms to integrate IoT data with core digital core. SAP Fury is device agnostic. You can work on laptops, your mobiles, your tablets, and they have innovative apps that can be used by all the employees of the organization, that can be extended to the suppliers, that can be extended to the customers as well. All these Fury based apps, and these are all role based. And SAP can harness all this data from IoT, and they can work on big data and get real time insights of the data they get from outside. People engagement. SAP's new product success factor. It has a revamped HR processes. It's not like core HCM. It's user friendly. It's mobile friendly, and SAP has introduced all these cloud products to enhance their landscape. Then social networks and business networks. Networking is always possible with SAP's cloud platform. They can integrate with any of the social networking platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever, and get data out of this platforms and do a data churning and get insights from there, right? So, in a nutshell, what I meant to say is, for digitizing your business, a company's business, whatever 5 parameters we have identified, SAP has answered to all of this. SAP S4HANA has answered to all of this, right? Moving forward, so these are the core capabilities, uh, as we discussed in the last slide, uh, which SAP offers now. First is built for digital, it's a live business, it's scalable, automation friendly, and Internet of Things is enabled in this new SAP platform. Live structures for live business. So single source of truth. You do not need to have a separate BW system unless you want to do some big analysis or so, you can have one single source of truth. That's your core is for HANA, and you can report out of that. SAP has done a lot of simplification on the data structure in most of the modules. So your uh, volume of tables got reduced with the power of new database. SAP can, or the power of new processes. SAP can do a lot of parallel processing, and in turn, the speed of database, speed of processing has increased a lot. SAP is obviously built for people-centric roles and cockpits, free text search for all objects, embedded workflow for any devices, KPI-driven business. See all these Fury apps, they are role-based, based on your user role, based on the role of the employee in this organization. This different his KPIs will be defined. So this is, say for one person the KPI is say five different KPIs: creation of sales order, creation of invoices, creating a pipeline, and so on and so forth. So he will have all these five different apps in his Fury login, right? And obviously, SAP has simplified the landscape and easy integration of cloud. As I told you, so earlier there was no option of cloud integration. So SAP, and if there was an option, that was an expensive affair for the customer to integrate with SAP system. Now, as SAP itself has come up with so many cloud products like Concur, Ariba, Fieldglass, SuccessFactor, Hybrid, C4C, and so on and so forth. So integration has become seamless with the backend or on-prem S4 HANA system. Right? So we can take now subscription-based license from all these cloud products, and we can integrate seamlessly with S4 HANA core. Now I'll skip this slide. Is kind of saying the same thing. It's a new design. As we all know that creation of sales orders is different now. It's a mobile approval workflow is all in mobile. Creation of all transactions in mobile. The architecture is modern and is scalable. Most important is scalable. Whatever wherever you want, you can extend this capacity of the servers and all. So, in a nutshell, what I meant to say is the power of real-time algorithms, re-architectured application means now with the advent of HANA, utilizing or exploiting the power of HANA database, SAP has re-architected the entire product. It can, all the reports, all the insights can be real time because of this power of HANA. The data model is simplified. Is 10x smaller data footprint, 7x higher throughput, and 1800x faster analytics. I'll give a simple example. In a core ECC system, if a sales register, I've spoken about this earlier as well. If it takes an hour to get the data of a full year in S4 HANA with a CDS view of the same report, we can get this in less than a minute, and I have seen it myself. So I had a report which was written on traditional ABAP, and it was taking a huge time. It's more than an hour to get 1 year's data. Now, as we have rewritten the program in CDS view on S4 HANA on HANA, it's less than a minute. We get the same data. Right? This is the kind of speed that HANA is offering. But one thing is, you need to optimize your codes also based on HANA architecture. You cannot write the same old fashioned ABAP code to utilize the power of HANA. You need to write CDS views. Extensibility, we can extend the product, extend our applications always with HANA Cloud Platform. Um, the most important thing is nowadays the implementation process is also changed. We are using Activate methodology instead of old ASAP methodology. Will come a bit later. So SAP has given all industry-specific guided configurations uh, out of the box. You can download that. You can download the best practices based on your industry, and you can straightforward go to your business and see, boss, this is what SAP has suggested. You tell us what the all the modifications we need. You can do the modifications in the process flow instantly and then start configuring in the system. You do not need to spend time 2 months, 3 months for a blueprint. Right? Is SAP has provided everything. So that's a very good improvement in SAP implementation methodology. So implementation time has also reduced quite a lot. So also inbuilt intelligence, as I told you, the SAP has inbuilt all the analytics processes in the S4HANA core itself. So we do not need to depend on a third party or other analytical systems. And obviously the Fury, the decisive user experience, you can run your SAP on the go, on your mobile, on your tabs, while doing chit chat in a coffee shop. You can do your SAP transactions. So you do not need to go back to your office on any urgent work and complete your work. You can do it wherever you are, unless you have a good connectivity and your company has provided that flexibility to connect from outside. You can do it from anywhere. Embedded analytics, we have already spoken about this a lot. So from 16 or 10 version, SAP has included analytics as a part of its digital core only. So we can get most of the reports and we can integrate with third party visualization tools with ECC core system itself and get wonderful reports with whatever presentation mode you want, whatever graphs you want. Everything is possible on top of ECC now. Activate. I'll briefly discuss about this because we're running out of time. So earlier we had ASAP methodology. We all know that started with a project preparation, then business blueprint, then realization, final preparation, and then go live. SAP has reduced the steps in this Activate methodology, and it has 4 steps now. It's prepare, explore, realize, and deploy. Prepare phase is more like your project preparation phase, wherein you decide all your team structure, will go to on site, will be at offshore. It's more like same thing. But what you do is in this prepare phase itself, you do a pre-assembly of your software. You take a sandbox system, you download the SAP software, or there's a CD also SAP can provide, but it takes time. You install that in your sandbox system and you are ready to demo. In the explore phase, instead of uh, earlier business blueprint, wherein you first used to understand from the business owners was what is your business process, let us know. You do a as is study and then you do a to be study, and then you try to find the gaps and do a prepare a functional specification, business blueprint, so on and so forth. So now that process has been reduced. So in the explore phase, you directly go with a ready system with a bit of configuration as per company's requirement, and you show them the actual system, what is going to be after go live. And SAP has given all the documentations of the standard business processes. You just need to show the customer this is what SAP has suggested. You tell me your process. You tell me where do we need to modify, or if this process is okay. So customers will come back, say, boss, no, I need a separate step here. So accordingly, you will just modify that steps. You will not include that steps, or you will modify the process flow accordingly, and you will start configuring again. And whatever delta processes or delta functionalities you get, you based on that you create a requirement list and gaps, right? And SAP uses now in this Activate methodology Scrum process, right? Agile process. So based on the priority, you take a slice of work, you complete that, deliver it to the customer, let them use that, fill that, again take the second list of priority list, second list of requirements. So what happens? The engagement with customers are much more now. It's much more frequent. They are also filling in the entire development process what's going to be my final product. Unless in the previous waterfall model or SAP model, what we used to do during the UAT only, when most of the developments are done, the users get to see what has been built, and most of the times they used to come back with so many changes on top of that, and it was a costly affair to go back to your original development, change it, and get it as per the client's requirement. And in a way, we used to lose time, we used to spend a lot of money, and we used to get into that debate of CR or no CR. Client will say no, this will not be a CR, we'll say this is a CR, and this debate goes on. So now, as client is engaged in every step of your development, so we can avoid mostly these discussions, and there can be a faster deployment. Then finally, once all your developments are done, we deploy it. Right? We deploy it and then run support as we know. So that's a change in the methodology we used to have from ASAP to this Activate. The way we used to implement projects in ECC, that has changed now. So SAP has given all new process, and this a faster process to deployment. Not only in S4 HANA, in all cloud products, SAP uses this Activate methodology. So let the customer experience first, and then we'll do the deployment. Right. So any questions so far from anyone?
Yeah, thank you for that nice presentation. I just have one question. In our organization, it is running on ECC, okay,
Right.
and
Yeah.
and we are thinking in the roadmap of implementation S4 HANA.
Correct.
Now, do we need to totally greenfield, means scratch all those technical development, Z development, and rewrite those programs, or is there any new way to look into it and shorter the time period?
Right.
We
So
don't want we
got
don't
your
want to
point.
change our
Hmm.
sorry
Yeah,
sorry.
got your point. So SAP has given various deployment options of S4 HANA. So as a customer, what we always suggest them to first evaluate the processes, right? So it's SAP has some services. SAP is offering some services now. S4 HANA readiness check. So what you need to do, you need to raise a ticket with SAP, and you need to create two tickets with SAP. One is readiness check, and second is custom code compatibility check, right? So what SAP will do, based on your data volume, the processes you run today in your ECC system, SAP in the S4HANA readiness check will try to map the processes, the ECC processes with your S4HANA processes. And if there is something missing, they'll suggest a new way of doing that. This is a free of cost service, number one. Second is, over a period of time, you must have developed a lot of custom codes. So SAP will also evaluate that custom codes in the custom code compatibility check, and suggest you if some of the processes for your custom code is already covered in S4 HANA system, or there's a new way of doing that. SAP will suggest that as well. And based on this feedback, you need to decide what you are going to do. You might need to do a complete greenfield implementation, re-implementation, or you can go for a migration project. Means you will first migrate your database to HANA, then slowly migrate your business functionalities to S4 HANA. So SAP has given, in fact, three options. There's one more option called conversion. It's a technical conversion. You need to convert your current ECC system into S4 HANA system. So SAP has given all the options, but it depends on these two evaluations that I told you. One is your custom code check, compatibility check, and second is your S4 HANA readiness check. These two processes are very important. Based on the result of these two activities, yeah, you need to decide which is best for your organization. It depends case to case. And the prerequisite for these two services is you need to send them the latest early watch report. Uh, and that should be also enhanced early watch report, wherein all your business processes will be also reported into that. It's like around 100 or 110 pages report that will come up. You know, to send it to SAP, and they will come back with the result. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And just to ask you, the custom code compatibility, that these all are a free offering from
Free
SAP,
of cost,
correct?
yes. These two services are free offering from SAP. You, if you are a SAP partner, obviously in your organization you are running ECC, so you are a SAP partner. And SAP will also do a 1 day kind of a workshop to make you understand that where all the changes can happen. So this is done free of cost.
Okay, and the decision is yours how to change it. Okay,
Yes, SAP will definitely suggest, but final decision is yours.
okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so if there are no other questions, I'll move to S4HANA Delta changes now in SD module. Okay, and so first and foremost change is a business partner concept in S4HANA, right? In ECC system, as we all know that we have different masters for different purposes, right? Say for for sales process we have customer master. For purchase process we have vendor master. We have employees. We have contact person, and there can be so many other masters, right? And there are different ways of creating all these masters in ECC system. Customers, we create how many tickers we have to create a customer in ECC system. We have XD01, we have VD01, we have FD01. For vendor we have three different T codes, right? For contact person we have different T code. We have for employees we have different T codes, and everything is scattered. Everything is storing in different database tables, right? And say also you have a lot of duplication of records. Suppose if one of your customer is also your vendor, so for a same person you need to create a customer as well as a vendor in ECC system. Now SAP's business partner concept has simplified the process, right? You do not need to create go to separate places to create all these different customers or vendors. They are all your partners, right? So SAP has given a single transaction to create all these partners. It's called BP. You do not need to go to XD01 anymore. You can directly go to BP and create a business partner. Now, how this business partner will function, that depends on the role we assign to this business partner. If I want this business partner to behave like a customer so that I can create a sales order against him, so what I'll do, I'll assign a role called customer. So I'll have to assign a role for company code data, and I'll have to assign a role for sales area data for the in this BP, so that we can create sales orders going forward, and we can maintain all relevant data which are required for creating a sales order in this business partner, right? So that is one simplification which SAP has done, and this is not a new concept. So already this used to be the process in other satellite systems of SAP like CRM, SRM. They used to do in BP model only. Even in ECC system for FSCM, we have BP concept already. But for our normal day-to-day business, we didn't use that earlier. So SAP S4 HANA is offering has introduced that. Now, having said that, obviously the table structure has also changed. Now, all business partners will be stored in the primary tables like BUT 000, BUT 020, all BUT start tables. Business partners will be stored. But having said that, still SAP has kept the old tables like KNA1, KNB1, KNVV. As soon as you create all your roles of customers, of finance customer or sales area data role, your backend tables KNA1, KNB1, KNVV will again be updated. But that is, I don't know, that's for some time maybe, because a lot of current customers are moving from ECC to S4 HANA. There are a lot of conversion projects going on. If all of a sudden SAP removes this KNA1, KNB1, KNVV or the vendor tables, these all customers will be in a deep trouble, right? They will not have any placeholder to move all their customers. So this will be a difficulty to get into the new system. So this is still there, but maybe in future SAP will get rid of that as well. So this is a comparative screen. So if you go to XD01 now, SAP will no longer show you to input the customer account group, sales area, and all. Instead, they'll give this little pop-up where it says create business partner, and for how do you want to create this business partner category, is a person or organization or group, right? If you click on person or organization or group, any of the radio buttons, and press enter, it will redirect you to BP screen. See, there's a message as well. Redirecting transaction BP as transaction XD01 is obsolete. So XD01 is now obsolete in S4 HANA. Similarly, XK01 is also obsolete, right? So this is a major change in the master data. Second is SAP has done some simplification in pricing. So pricing, as we all know, that the basic tables, one of the important tables of pricing is KONV. So SAP has got rid of this KONV table now. It's obsolete. So if you go to KONV in S4 HANA system, KONV or KONP, if you go to HANA system, you will see it's written replaced by this table, PRCD underscore elements. It's replaced by PRCD underscore elements. Okay. So no longer SAP database tables KONV and KONP are populated whenever you are doing pricing. Or even the old data, they will not be updated in these tables. So instead, this will be updated in PRCD underscore elements table. And that will be the single source of all condition records. But what SAP has done is it has created a CDS view of KONP. And why, I'll explain a bit later. It has created a CDS view of KONV, V underscore KONV underscore CDS. You can find this in S4 HANA system. This is just a view. If you want to view your structure or data in KONV table, you should be using V underscore KONV underscore CDS view. But in practice, the backend KONV table is gone. So this V underscore KONV underscore CDS will actually show you data from the new table PRCD underscore elements, right? And why SAP has done this? Why there's a need of creating this view again when you have removed the KONV table? Why you have created in a KONV CDS view? So to explain this, see, SAP database layer now is separated from your application layer. So your database table will be this PRCD underscore elements table, but to access the data via CDS views or APIs, SAP has given this new CDS view. You do not need to call the database table all the time PRCD underscore elements. You can directly call that view and get the relevant data. So all layers above the database layer are still using the classical KONB build properties to ensure compatibility with and stability. Therefore, KONB is continued in all these layers as a structure definition in data dictionary. What does it mean? It means that you still use the same structure of KONB to get the relevant data, but the backend database table KONB is removed. It has been replaced by PRCD underscore elements, right? And for all your reporting purpose, you need not to call this PRCD underscore element. There's a database table. You can directly call that V underscore KONV view and get all your reports out of that. Moving forward, rebate management. Rebate management has been replaced in S4 HANA, and uh, so SD rebate processing is moved, and this is replaced by settlement management now. But there is a exception here. So those customers who are using CRM TPM customers, they can still use SD rebate processing. It's not For them, this is the settlement management might not work. They will have to continue with uh, settlement management. TPM is trade promotion management. Credit management is another important change in S4HANA. S4HANA, normal traditional credit management has been replaced by FSCM, and there are a lot of benefits now we have in credit management system. And there is a comparison given in this table. I like to highlight some of the um, important points on this S4HANA credit management. First is credit rule engine. Right? In ECC environment, we do not have a rule-based credit system. And whatever settings we have done, whatever configurations we have done, there are four, five parameters, and based on that, the credit management will happen. But you cannot write a rule based on that. Second is external agency credit scoring. Till now, in ECC system, we do not have any credit scoring system. But nowadays, lot of organizations based depend very much on the credit scoring. Right? If you get you try to get a loan, they will check your credit score. Right? They'll not see whatever credit you have taken from the bank earlier. Right? They need to have this credit scores. So SAP S4 HANA has enabled that they can get external credit information via XML, via PI, and then get into SAP system and do calculations on top of that. They can do in S4 HANA FSCM system. You can do we can have a credit management portal that can be connected with your BW content as well. Means you are getting reports from outside, and you can also connect with that report and take your decisions based. A credit manager can take decisions based on that. So these are important innovations which SAP S4 HANA has given us in credit management, which earlier was not possible in ECC system. Moving forward, foreign trade is gone. You need to do it via GTS now. So earlier the foreign trade means transaction from foreign. We had two options. One is foreign trade, another one is GTS. Now foreign trade is gone. So we need to do for all foreign transactions related configurations. Everything must be done in GTS functionality now. Global trade services. Revenue recognition is not available in S4 HANA. The new functionality, revenue accounting and reporting, has been introduced instead. So revenue recognition has been replaced by SAP revenue accounting and reporting functionality. Moving ahead, output management. Again, there's a major change here, though still SAP support this old NAC table-based output management, but SAP has introduced BRF Plus, Business Rules Framework Plus, for managing all outputs. Uh, so it's up to the user or customer whether they want to still use NAS or BRF Plus. But the way SAP is simplifying the processes, they might not have this duplicate options in future. They'll shortly move completely to BRF Plus. ATP check again has been changed. The table structure got changed. VBBS containing aggregate data has been phased out and code optimization done, and this has been replaced by advanced ATP. New backorder processing functionality has been introduced, and much more interactive delivery scheduling. Moving forward, data model simplification we have discussed a bit, but just to reiterate, status tables VV UK UP move to respective document tables, means VV AKAP, LI KPPS. All status will get in the mother field table only. You do not need to go to status tables anymore. VVFA has been simplified. Then the document index tables. This is very important. Index tables are removed. You will not find a VAKPA or VAPMA or VLKPA index tables in S4 HANA anymore, because you do not need these index tables um, in a database like HANA, such a powerful database who can directly extract data from VBAK itself. You do not need to go for look for this index tables for getting partners. You can directly get into the get it from partner tables. Rebate we already discussed. Rebate is eliminated. Rebate process. Nest table phased out and is based on business rule framework BRF plus for output determination. Pricing, a new database table PRCD underscore elements has been introduced instead of KONB. So these are the main changes whatever S4HANA has brought in. And also in 1909, a lot of CRM functions like opportunity lead has been part of this S4HANA system now. And SAP has plans to bring a lot of CRM functionalities, a lot of analytics, AI, machine learning into the core S4 HANA system only, so that customers need not to take a lot of different systems for different functionalities. So basic stuffs, SAP, the way SAP has designed these basic stuffs can all be done into S4 HANA system. Customer need not to invest on various peripheral systems to uh, get the same result. So S4 HANA is the one source of truth, single source of truth, uh, a core system that can cater to all needs of a customer. So that was all from my side as far as this S4 HANA overview and simplification in SD area is concerned. So if you have any questions, we can discuss. We are, I guess, 10 minutes overshooting the time. So yes, open to you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thanks everyone for joining.
Thank you.
Have a nice day. Yeah, bye bye.